chill keys my ass. That was terrifying. Great, now clean this up. We all knew it was going to happen eventually, but it is officially the end of an era. The blue background is gone and has been replaced with a nice yellow-orange combination of what is known as sunflower or buttercup. I can't remember which one it is, but either way, new colour. I would have just gone for another blue, but it was completely sold out everywhere, so brand new colour it is. So I was going to make a video last week, heck I even filmed that intro, but about halfway through the recording, everything went wrong. I don't know what I'm doing. So yeah, that's why there was no video last week, but we're back, shavers, rash and all, and today we're checking out the BopPad by Keith McMillen Instruments. And this was sent to us by Keith McMillen Instruments to try out on the channel, and it's a portable, customizable MIDI drum pad designed to be used as either a standalone drum, a practice pad, or as part of a drum kit or alongside whatever hardware you're using. And before you say it, yes, I know I already have more electronic drum alternatives than I know what to do with. Leave me alone, I have a problem. So inside the box, we've got the BopPad itself, a USB cable, and that is it. This pad is so thin. I would have thought because this pad is so thin it would be really flimsy, but it actually feels quite sturdy. It doesn't bend, it feels like it's made of quite hardy material, so it all looks pretty good. The overall design is very simple. It's literally just a pad split into 4 sections with a USB port on the top. No buttons, no dials, no LED screens. This is all you get. There are also no built-in samples on this thing, so you are going to need to use this with your preferred DAW software, be it on your PC, phone, or tablet. And each section on the pad can, and I just took this straight out of the manual, send a variety of control data. You can send up to 5 additional MIDI messages from each quadrant, along with notes which can be controlled by multiple types of sensor data. Continuous control, poly aftertouch, channel pressure, and pitch bend are all available. And if I'm being honest, I only understood about 20% of that. Each part has radial sensors and is velocity sensitive, which should make for quite an expressive MIDI controller. You can fine-tune the BopPad using the BopPad editor, which is a free piece of software for Windows and Mac, and you can either go the fully customized route and mess around with the velocity, gain, curve, sensitivity, and all that, or you can just select one of their presets, load it up to the BopPad, and you're good to go. And as you would expect, as this thing just came straight out the box, it's going to be set to its default factory settings, so to save us some time, here's one I made earlier. I've always wanted to say that. Yes, they did in fact send us 2, and though we're only going to be using 1 today, depending on how this video goes, I'm looking forward to experimenting with using 2 side by side. But for today, we're just using the 1. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's start off with a regular acoustic drum kit. Now right now I'm playing this with my hands, but you can play it with sticks or mallets, whatever suits your playing style, and as I said, this thing does feel quite sturdy, so I think it's going to be able to withstand some pretty hard hits. Ooh, I want to try taiko drums. Let's get some synth going and try out the radial sensors. Chill keys my ass, that was terrifying. After playing around with the BopPad for about an hour, I think this thing does have a lot of potential, but where I think it could really shine is when it's being used alongside a regular drum kit, either to add an extra sample or serve as an extra cymbal or drum. I think it would just make things just that little bit more dynamic, so I want to give that a try. Now I've got my electric drum kit over there, and I know if I plug it into my PC, I could change the samples and do whatever with it, but for the sake of argument, I'm just gonna say that it's a regular drum kit. I'm gonna use the basic samples and then use this alongside it and see what we can make. So let's do that. That's a terrible angle. Welcome to the most awkward camera angle in existence. I mean, look at this thing. 1/3 of the frame is designated to my crotch. That's not a good camera angle, but the studio's tiny. It's the best I can do, so we're gonna live with it. So we've got the BopPad and the drum kit hooked up to the iPad. Let's give it a play. This is gonna be an absolute mess, I know it. You think out of the 3 stalls that are in this studio, one of them wouldn't be squeaky, but nope. Oh God, I'm boiling. I could really do with a stand or attachment for the BopPad because it keeps sliding off my stool as I play it. But don't worry, I've got an idea. That should help a little bit, maybe. Let's find out. batteries in the cameras are pretty much out of power, which I think is a sign for me to wrap up this video. So let's quickly go over some of the pros of the BopPad. For one, I do think it is a great addition to a drum kit to trigger samples, sound effects, and add additional drums or cymbals to the kit. It can also serve as a great practice pad. It's super thin and lightweight. You can take it anywhere. Of course, it doesn't have any samples built in, so you are going to need to plug it into something to get any use out of it. But considering everybody has a phone on them and you can plug this thing into a phone, that's really not that big of an issue. I did notice that some people online had an issue with the build quality, but after using it today and just, looking and feeling it, it doesn't feel like it's a flimsy product. It feels very sturdy. It feels like it can take a lot of hits. So I don't really see what the issue is there, but maybe after prolonged use, I'll start to notice something. But yeah, I haven't really had much issues with it. For saying that, sometimes I would plug it in and it would just start playing a sample repeatedly without me even touching the pad, which, though a bit annoying, was easily fixed just by unplugging it and plugging it in again. As it is, there is no easy way of mounting the BopPad to a stand without buying a separate purpose-built mount, which will set you back a further £30 to £40. And though I like how thin it is, I wouldn't mind it just being a bit thicker if it meant that we could get a thread on the bottom. It just makes things a lot easier. But apart from that, I've really enjoyed my time with this thing. It's well built, it's expressive, it's great for experimenting with, and overall, it's just fun to play, which is kind of the main thing. If it ain't fun, I don't want it. And with that, I think that's going to be it for another edition of Looted. Shout out to Keegan McAdams, Natasha Savage, Pikafoot, Luna, George Acock, Luke Rees, and Chance McTire on Patreon. Thank you very much for your support. And if you like this video, hit like. If you like all our videos, hit subscribe. We've got more videos on the way. If you want to support the channel further, check out the link in the description to our Patreon page, and you can also join us on our Discord server. We'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.